Welcome back to the channel. This is the ENMS Network, and today we're going to do another video, but this time we're going to do a comparison of the Pixel Buds, the A series. Remember, let's not confuse them with the Pixel Bud 2s, with the Samsung Galaxy Pros Buds. Now, this is what I always say. The reason I use the Samsung Buds as a comparison, because when it comes to standardized headsets, AirPods and Galaxy Buds, to me, are the top of the line mainstream buds. Mainstream meaning you heard of these companies. You see them everywhere when it comes to phones or computers or TVs in Samsung's case. So we tend to buy things that are commercial successes. Obviously, there are better headphones from the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pros with better ANC, better call quality, better battery life. There are better headphones. But again, we are talking about the regular consumer that goes to Best Buy, that goes to Target, that goes to Walmart, and we're comparing them with another pair of buds. Even though the Pixel Buds are not better than these, I'll just say that up front, for the price of what they offer, this is what this comparison is for, and for those to realize, hey, you don't necessarily have to spend top dollar or top name brand name just to get a decent product. So anyway, further ado, with all those introductions, let's talk about some of the differences between these two particular buds. Now, I did this video before also with the, what are those buds called? I forget what they're called, Beats Buds Pros. And normally I will put this in this comparison, and to be honest, it's kind of disrespectful to put that particular headset with these two because they're so much better than that one particular headset when we look at the overall package. So a lot of times you'll have YouTubers talking to you about certain headphones, and they're right, the music quality might be good, the bass quality, the battery life, but in reality, headphones are more than just for music. The same way a phone or a smartphone is more than just talking. You want to make sure that the processor, you want to make sure that certain things work inside of it to your everyday lifestyle, rather than just what someone says in a video that might have used the product for a week. That's it. You know, remember, some people go off of brands, and they're only concerned about who supports their channel and what kind of monetization, well, I said the word wrong, but what kind of money that they can actually make with their channel. I, on the other hand, just do this for fun. So, you know, unpopular opinion or not, I'm going to say how I feel. Now, the thing about these particular buds, the first thing we're going to talk about is the battery life. Now, if you already know from my other video, if you didn't watch it, I'll just repeat it. The Google Pixel Buds, the A series, remember, these are for $99. There is the Pixel Buds 2s, but those are a little bit older. I'm talking about the ones that came out last month. I believe it was June 17th or June 14th for the precise day, one of the two, in 2021. These particular headphones boast a 5-hour battery life. In addition to the 5-hour battery life, they also have about 2.5 hour to 3 hour talk time. Now, I'm saying to 3 hours because if you use it straight, but typically it's 2.5. Even the website, I believe, says 2.5 or so. So you don't boast a very big battery life. Like personally, I use them since about 7 o'clock in the morning, play my music, watch my Crunchyroll, a couple things. The battery started beeping, let me know it was at 15%. What I will say is that with this particular headset, which Google did an amazing job with Android devices, is that when you take the earbud out, it actually shows you the battery life on the top of the screen, like a little notification pops up, lets you know the battery life, and then it closes itself out. So Google did very good app integration when it comes to these. And I can honestly say with the touchpad and the feel, these actually feel a little bit more comfortable than the Galaxy Bud Pros, in my opinion. When I wear them for 4 hours, I actually forgot they were in my ear. And, you know, it felt great. It's very lightweight. They're very small. They have good call quality. Now, on the other hand, you have the Galaxy Buds, which, again, they last for 8 hours. And that's without ANC. They last 5 hours with ANC on. So similar to these when it comes to battery life, but that's with ANC on. If you choose not to use it, that's 8 hours. Remember, these don't have active noise cancellation. For those who don't know what ANC is, these do. These have transparency mode. These don't. They have another feature trying to compensate for that, but it doesn't exactly do that. And I'm going to explain that in a little bit. The talk time for these with ANC on is 4 hours. So it's 2.5 hours, hour and a half better than this. And 5 hours with ANC off, which means if you have ANC off and you do a mixture of music playing, videos, and talking, you can probably get 4 to 5 hours out of your headset. While these, you'll get probably under 2 hours or 2.5 hours total if you're combining them with phone calls. So that's the only real downfall with the Google Buds when it comes to battery life. We're still rocking around. When it comes to actual battery life itself. Now, on the other hand, they both have fast charging, quick charging. And, with quick charging, like I said, you don't have to worry about battery life. I'm not going to say those specifications right now on the simple fact that they both have that feature. Most buds do. The next problem that I noticed that these have, and it's not a real problem, but what I mean is just, what's the word? When you're speaking to people over the phone, right? Call clarity is a big thing that I always speak about with headphones that I buy. It's important. You need call clarity. That determines typically if you speak to someone, if you sound like you're underwater, if you sound like you're extremely muffled. Some headphones focus more on music and bass than they do actual call quality. And it's fine if they choose to do that, but you have to make sure that you're in the market for that particular product and you know what you're buying. Typically, when you use headsets, you hear people talking on it all the time. They give you an example of a phone call, but actual usage is always different because you may sound crystal clear when people are talking to you, or it may sound muffled when the incoming voice is coming through the headset, but it can sound crystal clear on the other side going into the other person. So again, it unfortunately, the bad part is, reviewers have to take their time to buy these products or be sponsored, however they choose to get them, to actually let you know how these products actually are and how they're going to work for you. Because there's too many headphone products out there to determine which ones is which. Sometimes you come across a gem, sometimes you don't. Anywho, I'm rambling. The point is that the Galaxy Buds, even without transparency mode, sound substantially better. When I say substantially, we're doing a variation of different inclement weather. I'll go on a train, the nasty 69th Street train going to and from Frankfurt and Philadelphia. Anyone knows about that knows how nasty that train could be. That train makes an extreme amount of noise. Now, with the Pixel Buds in my ears, my wife said it sounded like I was underwater. It sounded like I was kind of breaking up at times. Sometimes it was clear, sometimes it wasn't. The moment I switched over to the Galaxy Buds, she had an easier time hearing me. But there's a downside to that. To me, the Pixel Buds have higher volume than the Galaxy Buds. So even though I came in clearer on these and she could hear me, I had a harder time hearing her speaking back to me because of the train. On the other hand, I could hear her perfectly on the Pixel Buds, but the problem was that she couldn't really hear me at all, and she said my connectivity was breaking up. So if we're looking at things at an objective standpoint, if you want the best product that's going to give you the better sound quality in terms of phone calls, the Galaxy Buds is one of the best in the market that you can get in that $200 range. Sure, there's AirPods, but the reason I don't suggest AirPods to Android users is because there's no way to update the software unless it's attached to an Apple device. And, whatever Apple engineer made the genius idea of never having a physical update button for headphones. They have it for the software on the phone or even on the computer, but not on the headphones. So with that being said, it's obvious that Apple tried to make it more difficult for Android users to use their products, which is incredibly stupid. But again, this is how marketing works, and I'm not part of the marketing team, so this is just an opinion. All right, so next thing about this is, like I said, this particular pair has wireless charging. This particular doesn't. Again, this is a $200 product, which is being sold for $169 right now at Best Buy, while this particular one is $99 regular. So when it goes on sale, it's probably going to be $79 or so it is going to drop in price. The cases, the Earbuds for the Galaxy Buds are a little bit heavier. The case, along with everything, is lighter for the Pixel Buds. And in my opinion, it is a little bit more difficult to take out the Pixel Buds at times. But because they have these little wingtips here, sometimes I'll just grab that and pull it right out. Make sure that you fit it in properly and make sure that light beeps, because otherwise it won't charge your headset. And I did have that issue earlier where one headset stayed at 15%. It wasn't a defect or anything like that. It's just simply you have to make sure they fit perfectly. While the Galaxy Buds you can just drop them right in and they'll just start charging. The only reason the light isn't coming on because they are already fully charged. I haven't used them all day. So when we look at the size, they both have the LED light. This is green, letting you know that it's charged. Throughout the day, the Galaxy Buds will change to orange and then red, the light on the front, to let you know how charged the case itself is. So what else can we talk about? Music. Now, what I've noticed about music is, for me, the only reason the Galaxy Buds top the Pixel Buds in music is for one reason only. It's not bass, it's not clarity, because they are both extremely good headphones when we're talking about just playing music. Even though the Galaxy Buds do just slightly edge it out, not by much. Really not by much. Because if you're buying the Pixel Buds for music, you're going to have a great musical experience personally, especially with the fit. They feel great and they're super lightweight. They're actually lighter than the Galaxy Buds. Because I love the design. I love the little G on the front right there. Make sure you snap. There you go. See, now it connects. And for this one, the fit for these are a little bit different, as you can see. So this part might stick in your ear. Because of the cut of the headset, not everybody can wear these. Like my wife can't wear these, but she has no problem with the Pixel Buds. But anyway, like I was talking about the music. Sorry, I'm all veering all over the place. The reason why the Galaxy Buds edge out the Pixel Buds is for a combination of reasons. And I'm going to give you a short version. These don't have active noise cancellation. Now, typically when headphones aren't supposed to be so loud, because if you turn the headphones way too loud, typically you get headaches or head pains. That's one of the reasons why people are hard of hearing, because they're blasting their music to typically drown out the crowd. Active noise cancellation does that for you. So that way, if you have passive ANC, which basically means it's not as heavy. Like AirPods have really heavy active noise cancellations. The best is that I came across were the Bose and the Sennheisers. I can't really say that name's hard, but those are the best ones that have active noise cancellation for me. Remember, everybody wears headphones differently. Everyone fits differently, so you're going to get a different feel. The Galaxy Buds kind of like mellows out basic noise like a car driving past, the engine, things like that. Light drilling outside. If you're in the shower, you can put these in. You'll still hear the water just fine. But if you have like a robot, like one of those cleaning bots inside your house, you can put in the active noise cancellation. You wouldn't even hear the machine at all. So what that does is it blocks out light noise. That way, when you're playing music, everything sounds normal. The whole reason you turn up music, besides really wanting to jam, which we all do that, is because you typically want to block out the noise around you. If these had ANC, I'll be honest with you, I would have probably had a better musical experience than the Galaxy Buds. Not saying that the Galaxy Buds are bad, but because of the fit, in addition to the quality of music, the Galaxy Buds I'm constantly pushing in my ear to fit it properly in case it moves, or if I sweat a lot, the headset tends to move, while the rubber tip right here for this headset holds it in place. But again, if we're talking about the quality of headset overall, everything from music quality to battery life to design to, the Galaxy Buds are still going to take the cake. But for those that don't want to spend $200, these aren't bad. On the other hand, there still is the Galaxy Buds Plus, which are normally on sale for like $109 or $109 or $99. But again, some people don't want a headset that's 2-3 years old. Personally, if it works, I'm going to use it. Headsets are way different than phones, where they do get their updates. They're still being supported. But the difference is with a phone, certain processors are necessary for certain apps to work. So, just, educate yourself in the situation and just kind of look at the type of headset you want. Do the research on it. Remember, think about what you want in that headset and then do the research to see if it suits your needs. If it doesn't, it's okay to not get a headset that checks off every single mark. Just make sure you're not settling for less just because, you don't feel like doing the work or feel like doing the research. So, like I said, that's the battery life. We talked about that. We talked about the sound. Like I said, call quality, even when you're standing outside. I think I skipped this part. When I'm standing outside with the call quality, with the Pixel Buds, the Series A ones, I had an issue where my wife she could hear me, but she could hear a lot of the background noise. And she said it sounds like the background noise was directly next to me. And in some cases, it wasn't. So if you're trying to isolate noise, these don't do a very good job of isolating a lot of noise in the background, especially if you work in a metropolitan area, downtown Center City, New York, somewhere where you're walking constantly. You're going to want ANC if you're living that type of lifestyle. Is it safe to have 2 earbuds in your ear? Of course not. Do I suggest it? No. But that's what transparency mode is for some of these headsets, where you can have both in and you can still have transparency mode on where you can still hear everything around you. If anything, sometimes you hear a little bit more with transparency mode, which hopefully they have an update for that. But if for any reason that they don't have an update, that's fine. And we'll basically go from there, right? So we talked about battery life. We talked about style, look, fit. Again, this wins when it comes to how it feels in my ear. It could be for someone different, but the Galaxy Bud Pros, in my opinion, don't fit that well in my ear. I mean, they fit well, but they do slip out a little bit. Most Galaxy Buds do without the wing tips, the little tips that interchangeable. These don't have them, unlike the other ones did. Let's see what else do we have here. We talked about battery life. They both use USB-C. For me, wireless charging. One moment. Light's going out. Wireless charging for me isn't a big deal because I don't really use it ever for any of my devices, so I don't really consider that a win or a minus at all. Again, like I said, we talked about the actual what matters, the sound itself. So to make a long story short, I do suggest these buds for anybody that just wants to use the most generic Google experience. What I mean by that is there's no extra bloatware. They both have app support. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that part. The app support for both of these, now Samsung obviously has more app support because it allows you to read text messages to you, amongst other things. It lets you to read, let you know when you get notifications. You can have a voice talking to you when it does that. On the other hand, with these, I can't say how it is with a Google device because I'm not too sure. But it doesn't look like it reads text messages to you. Again, for the price, I don't expect it to do any of those things. This is a budget device. And to be honest, I would like to see these in more stores like Metros and other places because the Pixel Buds are decent buds. Once you get out of the AirPods and you get out of the Samsungs, there's a whole world of earbuds, a whole plethora of earbuds that you can just use that will make you happy. The problem is marketing. Marketing ruins everything, and it just takes away from other companies that have amazing products. You just look away from them. So again, for $100, I definitely say a major, major, major yes. On the other hand, eventually they'll go and sell probably another 3, 4, 5 months at Best Buy. You'll probably get them for $79 or something like that because they tend to, after a while, after that hot item calms down, they end up giving discounts. Same with AirPod Pros. They were $199 at one point in certain places like Micro Center instead of $249. So it really depends. Just do your shopping, look around, look on Amazon, look on different places, and just make sure that you come to an informed decision about what you want to buy. If you're looking for decent bass, you have the option to change the bass inside this headset with the app. In addition to that, if you're Android and you use Power Amp, you could change the sound however you want, which is typically what I use. Even though I have Samsung Music, the application, I still like changing my amplifier. Yeah, that's about it. So if you're going to get earbuds, if ANC is not an issue, if you don't care about active noise cancellation and you don't know anything about transparency mode, which a lot of people don't, get these over the Beat Buds Pros. You'll thank me later because it's a better product. It's a better quality product. Just from looking at it, the feel of it, the touch, the hinge, everything about this is better made. If you get those Beats, they look cheap because they are cheap and they have tons of issues. And one that I didn't mention in my other video about the Beats, where it says humming noise and it's not transparency mode. It's just a hum in the headset because they're cheap headsets. It's just what it is. It is what it is. On the other hand, $100, $200. Am I disappointed that this doesn't have active noise cancellation? Absolutely. Because even cheaper $50, $60, $70 headphones have it in there. But it is a Google product. They tend to do the bare minimum for their products, but they do it well. And it has good app integration where it'll show you, it'll sync to your emails. So whenever you decide to sign into different emails, it'll remember your Bluetooth. It'll remember your voice settings for dealing with, I can't say the word because it'll make it pop up on my phone, but you're a virtual assistant, put it that way. So again, that's the video. I made this way longer than what it should have been. And hopefully you come to an informed decision and get the one that you like best.